What's going on, everyone? I alerted you guys yesterday that I was buying this NASDAQ dip as we touched this trend line. It worked out perfectly. I explained it on YouTube yesterday that I was buying the dip, and on Twitter, I posted that I was buying this dip as well. And today, this is up 40%. So in today's video, I'm going to explain to you guys why I bought the dip, my outlook on the market moving forward. And yeah, without further ado, if you guys made money on my call, if I help you guys in any way, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends and family, because I post all this stuff completely for free. And without further ado, let's get started with the video. So first of all, I alerted that I was buying into some lottos, essentially expiring this Friday. NASDAQ, IWM, and SPY lottos. And towards the end of the day, as you can see when I posted it, by the time the close happened, the SPY and the QQQ and the IWM lottos were all up very nicely. So could have also taken profits there. I post all of this on Twitter as well. Make sure to put on post notifications. Anyway, overall, a very, very profitable day. As you can see, the SPY here came back and tried to fill this gap, but it couldn't. But it ended up closing above the 20 exponential moving average, as well as this 461 level, which is the 50% fib. So it was a very strong close on the SPY. We can see that the MACD is not even curled upward yet the SPY is breaking above and closing above resistance. So that is very, very bullish. So as you know, if you saw yesterday's video, I was saying that we would be bullish. In my opinion, I thought that we would be bullish today, right? Which is what we were. But then I think that Wednesday and Thursday, we retrace back down and fall. And hopefully we do, because then it would give us a better buying opportunity. But this strength and the close cannot be ignored, which is why I bought into those lotto plays earlier. And that's, hopefully we gap up a bit tomorrow and then we begin to fall. But, this is just ridiculously bullish, obviously just very, very bullish. The next levels of resistance for the SPY is going to be the same 618% fib level at 464, 465, and then, obviously 468.27. Overall, the indicators are very bullish. This close was very bullish, but, we just have to take it one day at a time. We're currently in some lotto calls, but, yeah, I mean, the dip buy worked out pretty perfectly. So now we just need to see what happens tomorrow. So there's the analysis on the SPY. Let's go ahead and take a look at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, this play was absolutely gorgeous. We fell at this level of support, which was this trend line that essentially retested back multiple times throughout this year. And we fell to it, right? And we fell to it, but we were also trading outside of the lower level of the Bollinger Band. So there was two reasons to get into those calls at that price point. We got into 379 calls. They're $10 in the money. And this was for January 28th. It was a very, very safe contract. Anyway, we can see that the MACD is moving upwards, but still very, very oversold, which means that there's still more room to go to the upside. Potentially, my target would be the 20 exponential moving average on the NASDAQ, which is approximately 391. It will approximately be 391.40 or 391.50 tomorrow. So that's my target for the NASDAQ to the upside, right? Essentially, this is a really, really solid, strong move, right? The RSI is moving upwards. We bounced completely off of support. We closed above. We skyrocketed today, right? But now the next levels of resistance is obviously going to be the 390 level. If we can close above 390, then the next level of resistance is going to be the 392 level on the NASDAQ. And it does look like we potentially might go and test that this week, because President Biden also had a speech today, and he said that basically the new variant is contagious, but it is not the most deadly. Also, that our vaccines do well to fight off against the new variant. So a lot of the negative news that was associated with the new variant was basically to rest and given a bit of comfort to the American people by saying that it's not as bad as it looks. So the NASDAQ, we need to see if it closes above 390, and then we need to see how it responds above 392. The levels of support are going to be the same, essentially 390 or 388, 387, and then 385. So there was the analysis on the NASDAQ. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. So one of the main reasons why I felt so bullish today was because the IWM closed above 218.12, right, which was the same level that we've been watching, as well as this trend line, a very, very important trend line that we've also been monitoring, which is this one right here, right? So we closed above both of those levels of resistance, and the MACD has barely crossed above, which means that there's still tons more room to the upside for a nice squeeze, potentially, right? Which is another reason why we bought into the lottos expiring this week. So that if I was wrong, worst case, we would lose, $60, $70 per contract for whatever we bought, because, that's how much the lottos were. But essentially, it looks really, really good. This was a very, very strong close. We closed above two major levels of resistance. But of course, we could easily come back and fall down. We had a very, very green day today. And generally, when we have very, very green days in the market, the next day is usually a bit red. So that's why I think that, yes, we could gap up tomorrow. And, the NASDAQ still has room to the 20 exponential moving average. The IWM also has more room to the upside for the 20 exponential moving average. So we still have some more room to squeeze to the upside. But then I think that, there might be a bit of a sell-off Wednesday and Thursday. There might be a bit of a sell-off. We come back and retest these levels of support. And then essentially towards the end, this is what I think might end up happening. We'll close in a very bearish manner towards the end of the week, in my opinion. This will force people to go short potentially on Monday of next week. And then next week, whatever happens, it will be very, very bearish or very, very bullish. So next week we will be bullish, and into the beginning of the year, we will be bullish overall. So anyway, we're in the very, very short term, we're bullish for tomorrow. We have these calls, 379 calls that we got at the bottom pretty perfectly. And the IWM closed above multiple levels of resistance. The NASDAQ still has more room to go to the upside in technically as well as in the chart patterns. Same with the SPY. Still tons more room to the upside here as well. And we also closed above the 20 exponential moving average on the SPY. So all three indices look very, very bullish. There's still tons more room to the upside for all three as well. So there's my analysis on the IWM, the SPY, and the NASDAQ. And now let's go ahead and take a look at crypto. All right, so I posted yesterday that I think that Bitcoin was going to pop out of this formation. And today we had a very green day, obviously. But now we are basically at this level of resistance, which is this trend line that needs to break. The 20 exponential moving average is also acting as resistance. So what I think is going to end up happening is Bitcoin will potentially break out, retest 50, even retest over here to 51 to 52,000. But then I believe that it will collapse back down to around 43 to 44,000. And then at that point, everyone will think that the bull market is over. Lots of fear, anxiety, blah, blah, blah. And then, we'll drift down a bit lower potentially. And then people will accumulate. And then this will set up the move for summer or into the end of the year. So, yeah, I mean, currently, just purely off of technicals right now, we are overbought on the MACD. And the RSI is moving up very, very sharply. Yet we are failing at resistance. So that is obviously not good. So we need to, break this level of resistance. But I would have rathered see the MACD oversold like this, right? When the MACD is oversold like this. But so imagine if the MACD currently was oversold and we were sitting at resistance. That would mean that there's still tons more room to the upside. But the fact that we're overbought on the MACD at resistance is not the most bullish signal. So, yeah, I mean, this is really just setting up for what I thought would end up happening, essentially. we would come and break out of this formation bullishly and then collapse back down to the 618% fib and the 786% fib of this large wick. We retested the 50% fib of the wick, like I said we would, but now there needs to be a bit of a rally and then, you know, a sell off afterward. So yeah, I mean, looking at Bitcoin, looking at even Ethereum, you know, Ethereum is also sitting right below this uptrend level as well. Very oversold, very overbought on the MACD, and the RSI is moving upward as well. This is not a bullish situation here. We're basically at resistance, overbought on the MACD. So that is not the best sign. It means that, yeah, we could have an overshoot, but then it might not be sustainable because the MACD would be very, very overbought at that point. So, yeah, there's my analysis of the crypto market. If you guys made money today at all, if I helped at all, you know, please make sure to share this channel. Please, you know, like the video, subscribe, put on post notifications, do all that good stuff. And yeah, I really hope that I am helping you guys out this week. We had a really, really awesome week so far. So please go ahead and make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all this other stuff. I post everything there completely for free. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have an amazing day.